Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Threezero DLX scale Transformers figure unboxing and review. Today, and words cannot describe how excited I am for this, we're taking a look at the Threezero exclusive Beast Wars colorway version of Optimus Primal using the Rise of the Beast design. This is how he should have looked on screen. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I picked up mine from the Threezero booth at ACGHK in person. I've popped a link to their site in the description if you'd like to check out the other DLX stuff that's available. If you're heading down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as brand new Transformers content goes live. Being a 90s kid, I'm a huge Beast Wars fan. We finally got the Maximals in live action on the big screen, but they didn't quite look right. This is Threezero's attempt at fixing that, I guess, and as soon as I saw this, DLX Optimus Primal on the table with the other con exclusives, I knew I had to have it. I said to my buddy Nate, I flew to Hong Kong from Australia with him. He's got his own YouTube channel where he reviews Transformers. It's called Display Case with Nate. Popped a link to it in the description. Absolutely check out his work. He does amazing videos. We are getting this Optimus Primal. I am taking it home. I do not care if we have to get another suitcase. I will pay for it because this is mine. And I made it happen. As for the box art, up front we've got an image of DLX Optimus Primal looking very Beast Warsy. I just wish this is how he looked on screen. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all who are Beast Wars fans will agree with me in saying that. The only complaint I have with the box art is I would have liked to have seen the Beast Wars eye in the background behind Optimus Primal, just like the box art and packaging that we got for the Beast Wars toys in the 90s. Transformers off to the side, metallic silver foil text down below, and a Rise of the Beast logo. This video is brought to you by JustinsCollection.shop, the home of the figure first aid kit, as well as other accessories to help your collection be the best it can be. The first aid kit contains multiple tools to help you with maintenance, styling rooted hair, and much more. We also sell crotch grabbers, soft rubber tips to prevent damage, and they're compatible with most modern Hot Toys base molds. Acrylic risers come in multi-packs. They're optically clear, thick and sturdy, and stackable. Check out the link to JustinsCollection.shop in the description. Chatting to Chester, the CEO of Threezero, about this Optimus Primal, there's a couple of gimmicks that I wasn't expecting, like the spring-loaded rockets in his missile launchers. I'm pretty curious to see how all of that works. On the side of the box, we've got an image of Optimus Primal wearing the toy mask. That is a deep cut, as well as some logos and text below that. Around the back, some product shots showcasing the skull mace, the spring-loaded rockets, his swords, and he's wearing the mask in that picture. Then we've got a Maximal logo in the background. Down below, warnings and legal information. Another shot of Primal on the other side of the box, by the way. And back around the front, you can flip open the cover to reveal some more figure photography of Primal in a sick pose, and an open window showcasing the figure, as well as all of his accessories inside the box. Oh, there he is, looking like, and I'm sorry about the pun, an absolute beast. First impressions for the Beast Wars color scheme, DLX Optimus Primal. To quote the bot himself, well, that's just prime. He's hefty, the colors are vibrant, the metallics pop, and they work wonders for this design for Optimus Primal. I already liked the way he looked in the movie, but this is just even better. What we're going to do now is get all of his accessories laid out in the light box and take a closer look at everything he comes with. Starting off with the display base first. Look, I'm glad they included a base. The DLX base mold, it's been in rotation for a while, it still works, it looks good, but I would have liked to have seen some more Beast Wars specific logos and artwork. Who's to say, though, that Hasbro and Paramount didn't say to Threezero, look, you can make the Primal, just don't put any Beast Wars logos on the box or the base. That is definitely a possibility. I would have liked to have seen it. There's a lot of techie stuff on the surface with all this circuitry, there's a lot to look at. It's a wide base, it's relatively deep, but it's low profile, it's pretty flat. Up top, we've got this articulated locking mechanism system for the flight arm. Then the top bit is telescopic. You can remove this clip and get it to sit at different angles. Just make sure you're pushing it all the way in, because this is what connects to Optimus Primal to hold him on the flight pole on the base. When it comes to weapons, Optimus Primal has his dual swords. They look so Beast Warsy. The curved blades, the metallic blue handles, there's weathering on them, the dirt and grime, this metallic finish and oil stain wash, and they've got some gimmicks. You can have him hold them individually like this, or using this connector in the middle, you can connect them together to make a bladed staff of sorts. The chain, this is a neat option. It's a real metal chain, and they've painted some rust effects on it to make it also look dirty and grimy and weathered, just like the swords themselves. Lastly, for the swords at least, classic Beast Wars style, you can holster them on Primal's back. You connect these clips to his back, then you can have the handles for the swords sitting inside of them. When it comes to mouth plate options, this one is cool. It's more ape-like. There's a lot of techie detail on it. It's well painted. It's beautifully well painted. It's quite shiny. There's washes. The nose is interesting. I'm never going to use it. It's going to be a toss-up between these two. Either the mouth showing, that is pure 90s Beast Wars right there, or the faceplate, which reminds me of the toy. Every now and then, I'll switch between these. Oh, this is so mean, the mask. It's an option that I am strongly considering. The scratches, look how fine the scratches are, how they've been painted. This looks like a proper real weathered piece. The spiky teeth, the metallic back translucent eyes, they're still clear enough for the light to pass through from his light up effect on the head sculpt, you'll see what I mean, and the metallic red inside the mouth. This is sort of their own take on the toy mask, and it captures the vibe without being a slave to what that one looked like, if you know what I mean. The metallic blue they've gone with for the base color is also reminiscent of how that mask looked. You see, this is what our boy needed on screen, the forearm cannons. Metallic red, such a stunning finish to the metallic silver underneath, the weathering, a dry brush on the organic flesh, and they attach with magnets, simple as. The shoulder-mounted rocket launchers. These clip rail mechanisms slide over his traps, then you connect the ball joint to the underside of the rocket launchers, so you'll be able to slide them forward and back and move them around on the ball joints. Plus, the ball joint is die-cast, so that's a win. The rocket launchers themselves, red up front, metallic silver for the rest, and weathered perfectly, like his other weapons. But this section right here, you've got a spring-loaded mechanism inside of it, and a frosted translucent red plastic missile. Pushing the button, the missile fires, and they give you some spares in case you lose them, in case you have a bit too much fun launching the missiles on your DLX Optimus Primal. So yeah, you get two of them. We will try these out a little bit later. The skull mace. If I'm remembering correctly, the skull was attached to a string inside the forearm of the original Optimus Primal toy. In DLX scale, you can have it as a handheld weapon, and just check out the sculpt work on this. It has clearly cracked more than a few robot skulls because it's dented to hell and there's weathering all over it. Plus the black paint inside the eyes helps it pop. You can remove the handle if you don't want it to be a handheld weapon. Pull out this connector, plug in the chain, then connect it to the handle, and you'll have a proper mace on a chain. So let's give that a go. Et voila, the mace and chain. This is probably going to end up in the hands of my Optimus Primal. It harkens back to the toy without taking away from that animation-inspired look like the mask would. It's a badass weapon. I mean, how could you not want to display him with a skull head spiked mace on the end of a real die-cast, rusted-out looking chain? And lastly, a full array of hands. They did confirm at ACGHK that articulated finger hands are coming to the DLX line, but they're not here yet, so we've got pre-post hands. Splayed out finger ones with the fingers curled in, painted in gunmetal first, then there's a metallic silver dry brush over the top. These are nice and shiny. relaxed open palm hands to gripping hands, prying the fingers open to pop the weapons in there. You shouldn't really need to grab a hairdryer to heat them up first. The fingers, they're pretty flexible. And 2 closed fists, these were already installed on him right out of the box. What we're going to do now is get Optimus Primal himself out here. Standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses or accessories or anything like that. He doesn't need anything like that to stand out because look at our boy. He has so much presence. He oozes presence. Threezero, I reckon they knew they were cooking. When they made that Optimus Primal, they did so knowing full well that they would get their money's worth out of the mold with this slick as repaint. This is it. This is now my main Optimus Primal. We'll do comparisons, and I think you will see why later on, but for now, the color breakup, how accurate the color scheme is to the Beast Wars animation model, this is potentially my new favorite Threezero figure of all time. There's more coming out, so that will likely change, but at this very moment, that is how wowed I am by this piece. Up close and personal, kicking things off with Optimus Primal's first faceplate and of course his head sculpt. That's glorious. That is everything I was hoping for out of a live-action Optimus Primal. It was all right here. All they had to do was get the colors right. This is evidence of that. Compared to what I consider to be the closest representation we have in physical form for the show model, the masterpiece Optimus Primal, you can see the similarities. We've got the head crest, we've got the ears, we've got the exposed mouth in between the 2 sections of the faceplate. All they needed to do was get the colors right, and Threezero, they are showing Paramount and Hasbro how it's done. Ooh, the mouth plate is sick. This isn't something that I thought I would use often. Like I said in the accessory segment, every now and then I'll change it out. Now that I've seen it, I'm coming back around to it. The original Optimus Primal toy had this mouth plate on, so it's a reference to that, and in the show, I think a couple of times he might have used it. Ooh, no, not for me. It harkens back to his beast mode. It looks more ape-like, as I said in the accessory segment. The nose, the mouth, all of the extra techie detail work. It looks good. It's just not my perfect vision for Optimus Primal. This mouth plate, it's going to stay in the box. I think it's the collar armor, how it comes around the front. It makes this look like a samurai helmet. Am I the only one that can see that? It gives him an entirely different vibe, and considering the Japanese heritage of Transformers, it plays into that. Now I'm leaning towards this. When you push the button to turn the lights on, it's not as obvious with the mask on, but you can see the eyes illuminating these translucent lenses. Because they've added some silver paint to the back of them, it has dialed down their translucency, so I don't think the lights are essential if you're rocking him with this mask on. And there's the boy, back to the normal mouth plate. You push the crest, for those wondering, to illuminate the LEDs. It would have been neat to have a switch out entire face with painted eyes, then you wouldn't have to rely on the LEDs. At least the button cell batteries Threezero use, they are gigantic. They're like 3 or 4 times the size of Hot Toys ones, so they last a hell of a lot longer than those LR626s. The Threezero Transformers in my collection with batteries in their head sculpts, no matter how old those figures are, no matter how old those batteries are, they are still working. You can see how big this boy is around the back. The shoulders with the shoulder pads that are articulated, we'll come back to them. The traps, the size of the panels for the back, how he tapers down at the waist, then he bulks out again for the legs. This is a traditional bodybuilder's physique. It leans gorilla as well. I've got no complaints with the shape of Optimus Primal with this design from Rise of the Beasts. But the brake discs are kind of strange. No idea why Primal's got brake discs on his back, but he does. There's more to look at. I don't really know how to describe any of it. The pistons and springs. This is mass sculpt detail, but the way they've painted it, the depth of the sculpt, it's just soaked up all of the washes they've applied, so everything pops, and there's a metallic finish over the top. Then when you crunch Primal forward, real working pistons, and some extra detail hiding underneath these panels like those springs that just reveal themselves. So the brake discs actually do serve a function in DLX scale. That's where you plug in these clips so you can have the swords holstered on his back. To remove the central cap pieces, wedge your fingernail underneath the top right part of them. You'll be able to feel there's a gap for you to do that. Then you can wiggle out this piece, bring in the clip, plug that in, and it's keyed. There's a flat side, so these will only go in one way. Push them in securely and they will lock in place. Do it on both sides. So now with both swords attached, you can't see them from the front super well, just the suggestion of the handles, but you can have Optimus reaching over his shoulders and grabbing one of his swords when you've got them stored back here. Dude, the rocket launchers on Primal's back, this is something that you see in the animation in Beast Wars. It reminds me of his jetpack. It's not quite the same, but the vibe is there. The tracks also plug into the brake discs, so now I guess they serve multiple purposes, so I don't mind them being here. The tracks are so smooth. You can slide the rocket launchers forward, have them sitting over Optimus' shoulders, and don't forget we've got the spring-loaded missile function. That just adds to the cool factor. This helps add some visual interest to Optimus Primal's shoulders. Not that he needed help with that. He was already looking like $1,000,000. To remove them, I thought I'd show you this in reverse. You unplug them, then unhook them from the fur pieces on his traps, and as you just saw, it is not the most difficult thing in the world to do. Just don't forget to put those cap cover pieces back in the brake discs. While we're talking about Optimus Primal's back, these flat but battle damaged panels, they're on ball joints, so you can move them around if you need to get them out of the way to connect stuff to those brake discs. Back around the front, this is such a special piece. It's peak Optimus Primal. It's peak live action Optimus Primal. All the little moments that you'll notice when you're handling this guy, the hidden detail underneath the chest panels, underneath the arms, there's pistons and stuff. There's more pistons for his collarbone area that make up the look of an organic collarbone. That looks like a traditional bone structure. Then you can flare out the shoulder pads and give him that classic Beast Wars look. The shoulder pads aren't quite as big as they would need to be for this to be accurate, but the option is there if you want it. They've then cast all of the organic, fleshy, and furry sections in this navy blue plastic. That, compared to the black that we got with the normal look for Optimus Primal in Rise of the Beasts, is my personal preference. The blue contrasting against the metallic blue, and the white and the metallic red. Everything just collaborates so well. I've not shown you this yet. I showed you around the back, but not around the front. When you crunch him forward, you saw that, right? The ab panels, they move up and compress in every single time. Nothing is catching. That would be so many moving pieces to just facilitate that little movement. But what it does for articulation, it affords you way more flexibility. Then let's talk about the paint for a second. The metallic red has this candy finish to it. The white bits are glossy, yet there's weathering over the top. This frosted, matte feeling, dry looking gunmetal silver and blue. There's quite a few finishes at play. I've been dying to try this out. On the lighter blue dry brushed organic flesh bits for the forearms, you can pop the cannons on there. It's a magnetic connection. They sit there no problem, and these, they have now found their permanent home. They're not going anywhere. They will be displayed on my Optimus Primal. This being Threezero, they love their engineering, and the forearm guards, they're on tracks. You can move them up and out of the way if you want to expose the underside of the forearm or just move the cannons around. That is available to you. How faithful they've been with where they've placed the colors. The hips, they should be red. They are red. The knees, the pistons, They even got the pistons above the feet in metallic red. The white is a bright, brilliant, stark white. That helps those panels pop, and it draws your eye towards the biceps. Then your eye wanders down to the red bits, and you spot the red pistons. This, I've said it just one more time, is how Optimus Primal should have looked on screen, and I don't think anyone will disagree with me saying that. Wow, this video has been an absolute gush fest so far. Being the 90s Beast Wars fan that I am, that was probably to be expected. If you find issue with how this Optimus Primal looks because it's not screen accurate, treat this as an Elseworlds take on Primal. It's Threezero's artists having fun and putting that Beast Wars back into the Rise of the Beast design for Optimus Primal. I think they nailed it, quite frankly. See what they've done? See the brilliance? What Threezero have managed to do for this design is breathtaking. On the left, we've got their DLX figure, then on the right, Takara Tomi's Beast Wars masterpiece Optimus Primal. It's not the exact same design, but it looks a hell of a lot closer to what came before in Beast Wars versus the design we ended up getting, or the color scheme, I should say, we ended up getting in the movie. Which is this. It's a fine design, but not for Optimus Primal. The green eyes, the lack of any sort of color. He's black, he's grey, he's dusty, he's got this brown schmutz all over him. It's accurate to what we saw in Rise of the Beast. It just now is no longer my favourite DLX Optimus Primal. The win, 100%, hands down, no question, goes to the figure on the left. Imagine this, Optimus Primal looking like that, Optimus Prime looking the way he does in Rise of the Beast, G1 and Beast Wars coming together. This is everything I was waiting for. It didn't happen in the movie, but at least on my shelf, I can do this. I can pose these two figures up side by side. The original Optimus Primal still has a spot in my collection, but this is now my main Primal. Going over Articulation, this is my second time reviewing DLX Optimus Primal based off the Rise of the Beast mold. I'm still not confident I know where all of the joints and moving parts are, so if I miss a joint, I apologize for that. Starting off with Primal's head sculpt, ball joint at the base of the articulated neck, ball joint underneath the head as well, combined looking forward to there. But you can extend up the collar piece, bring that back, if you find you need a little bit more range to have Primal looking up. Max I can get is about there, then swivel and some pivot side to side as well. The arms are just insane, bringing the shoulder pads up for max range, going all the way up to there out of a bulky robot figure like this. That's unbelievable. Going forward and back, and check this out. For the butterfly joint, the entire chest piece moves forward so it doesn't look all kinds of gappy as you bring the arm towards the front. But the arms are also plugged into the body on ball joints, so they move forward and back as well as up and down, then swivel at the bicep, and watch this. The armor plates, they move out of the way so effortlessly, so smoothly. They tilt down, there's working pistons to give you more than 90 degrees at the elbows, even though he's got chonky biceps and massive forearms. Then for the wrist pegs, they're ball joints. For the torso, crunching all the way forward, and as you do that, all of this mechanical detail exposes itself, so once again, no gappiness going on, but that is a crazy amount of range. Going back, not as much as forward, but you still get some, then swivel, and plenty of pivot side to side. The legs drop down at the hips and the thigh. Double drop down for as much range as possible. Once again, the legs will go all the way forward. I still cannot believe some of the stuff that this piece can do. They will go out to there, swivel at the upper thigh, and some of these plates can move around just to get out of your way. Double bend at the knee on real pistons. More detail just pops out as you bend that knee. And the feet, so many joints here, good for forward and back, rotation, ankle tilt, and we've got a toe joint. wrapping up on Threezero's exclusive DLX Optimus Primal in the Beast Wars colors. Get this boss bot. Get this monkey. If you can swing it, if you find it available somewhere, if you're at a convention, there's a Threezero booth and this is on the shelf, don't waste a second. Grab it, because you are not going to regret it. If you're a Beast Wars fan, must have. If you like Rise of the Beasts, but you find Optimus Primal's design a bit bland, must have. If you had the original toy growing up, you guessed it, must have. All of the callbacks, it's not just the color scheme, it's more than that. They've modified the design itself to accommodate the trap-mounted rockets. Then you've got the forearm blasters. Then you've got the mace and the swords that can combine and store on his back. They have hit all of the right notes to make this thing a masterpiece. A very easy recommend from me. Like I said, there's multiple reasons to get this. I can't really think of any not to, unless he's just out of your price range, or you don't like Beast Wars and you don't like this color scheme for Primal. Barring that, cop this if you can. Now, I got mine in person at ACGHK from the Threezero booth. I said it earlier, I had to have this. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.